Hello students, welcome back to our channel. So we have already covered different aspects of weed management. In this particular session we are going to cover herbicide selectivity. Herbicide selectivity. What does it mean? Herbicide means any synthetic chemical that is used to control the herbs or different types of plants. Selectivity means you are being selective. That means you are not choosing everything. You are choosing some kind of aspects with certain characteristics, right? That is selectivity. So in our crop weed ecosystem, that means in our field there is some relationship between crop and weed. So this is crop weed ecosystem. We can find not only a single plant, our desired plant in our field, but also we have certain weeds associated with that plant. Okay, so suppose this one is crop and this one is weed, and we are applying different herbicide here. To control this weed, we are applying different herbicide. That means some synthetic chemical we are applying. So whenever we are applying our herbicide, the recommended herbicide in our crop field, so it is basically killing the weeds. It will kill the completely kill, or it will reduce the growth of the weed, and it will not harm our crop plant. It doesn't show any harmful effect or phytotoxic effect on our crop plant. So this is basically what selectivity means. This is what selectivity means. That means whenever we are applying the herbicide in the mixed flora of crop and weed, crop is our desired plant and weed is our undesired plant. So basically the herbicide is controlling the weed, or it is killing the weed, or it is reducing the growth of the weed, but it is escaping the crop plant, our desired plant. So that is basically what selectivity means. So this selectivity, how it is existing, what are the principles of this selectivity? It may be achieved by differential absorption. This selectivity may be achieved by differential absorption, differential translocation, differential metabolism, or maybe all these three times. Okay, so this selectivity of herbicide to any crop, or selectivity of herbicide to any weed, that is based on differential absorption, differential translocation, differential metabolism. So you can understand better by one triangle. Suppose, okay, let me draw it for you. Suppose this is the triangle for crop, and this is for weed. Suppose this is the triangle for weed, and this is the triangle for crop. So this is the large triangle and this is the small triangle. So here this is for weed, that is the susceptible one, on which it is having phytotoxic effect, the herbicide is having phytotoxic effect, and this is for crop, which is escaped from the herbicide. That means whenever we are applying the herbicides, suppose we have applied here the herbicide, okay, on the plant foliage, on the mixed flora of plant, crop and weed, we have applied the herbicide. So basically the retention, first one is retention. The retention of the herbicide will be more in case of weed, okay, due to certain mechanism, due to maybe the weeds are broad leaves, the crop is narrow leaf, due to maybe the crop is having some waxy coating, so that the herbicide, the droplet of herbicide, it will bounce and fall on the soil. Maybe the weeds, they are having some hairs on the leaf surface. So basically the retention is more in weeds than in case of crop plant. Okay, then agar retention zyada ho raha hai, if the retention is higher, then the penetration or absorption of the herbicide, inside the leaf, absorption, it will be obviously higher in case of weeds. If the retention is higher, then absorption will be automatically higher in case of weed. Then if the absorption rate is higher, then the rate of translocation is also higher. That means movement of that herbicide inside the plant system. Okay, So the translocation is also higher in case of the weed. So the movement of this herbicide to the site of action, movement of this herbicide, let me just adjust this. So the movement of herbicide to site of action. So what is a site of action in a in the plant or weed? What is the site of action? Site of action means where the herbicide molecule, that means that synthetic chemical, actually moves and act on. That means how this herbicide act on the plant, on different plant, how it is able to control that plant, it is able to reduce the growth of that plant. It may affect the photosynthetic rate, it may affect the respiration, it may affect the cell division, it may affect different physiological function and biochemical function inside the plant, inside the particular plant, that means the weed or the crop, and it is capable to suppress that weed or kill that weed. Okay, so that is known as the site of action. So अगर translocation ज़्यादा हुआ weed में, if the translocation is higher in case of weed, that means more herbicide will reach to the site of action. Clear? So here you can see in case of weed, the retention is higher, the absorption is higher, the translocation is higher, as well as the herbicide reaching to the site of action is higher. So this plant will get controlled, that means weed will get controlled and weed will get killed, and there will be no phytotoxic effect on crop plant. So this is some kind of mechanism or principle of selectivity. So अगर selectivity नहीं रहेगा, we have already studied the herbicide classification. So there we know different types of herbicides are there. Some are selective herbicides, some are non-selective herbicide. If the selectivity is not there, then it will control both the weeds and crop, like glyphosate, paraquat, diquat. These are non-selective herbicide. That means wherever it will fall, it will kill that plant. It will suppress the growth of that plant. It will damage that plant. But if we are applying selective herbicide, and that too with a certain dose, that is the recommended dose, and the particular time when it need to be applied, then that herbicide becomes selective, and that will control the weeds, and that will not harm that will not impose any phytotoxic effect on the crop plant. So basically we have different types of selectivity. So next point is types of selectivity. So we have different types of selectivity, like suppose we have physical selectivity, then we have chemical selectivity, we have biochemical selectivity, we have chronological selectivity. Okay, so physical selectivity means due to different physical mechanism the selectivity exists, and selectively it is the herbicide is controlling the weed and it is escaping the crop plant. So on physical selectivity, suppose for example, at what depth, let me ask you one question, at what depth we are placing the seed in our field. Suppose this is the field and we have cultivated this field and we have plowed this field. At what depth we are placing the seed? Generally 6 to 8 centimeter. Suppose this is the seed we are placing and this depth is 6 to 8 centimeter. And let me tell you one thing, most of the weed seeds present in our crop field, that are immersed in our crop field, that is limited to the top 1 to 2 centimeter. Okay, most of the weed seeds that is germinated in a crop season from our crop field, that is within the 1 to 2 centimeter depth from the surface. So whenever we are applying any pre-emergence herbicide, for example pendimethalin, okay, whenever we are applying any pre-emergence herbicide, suppose the mostly used pre-emergence herbicide is pendimethalin, so we have applied the pendimethalin here on the surface. So where and this is a soil active herbicide, and where the chemical, the pendimethalin will go, it will be remain in the surface layer. So it is capable to control the weeds. It is basically capable to control the weeds because it is remaining in the surface layer. And where we have placed the seed, we have placed the seed at a deeper layer, that means 6 to 8 centimeter. So this pendimethalin will not get in contact with this particular seed, because we have placed that seed in a deeper layer. So this is one type of physical selectivity, because we are physically protecting the seed from the pre-emergence herbicide. So this is one type of physical selectivity. Another type of physical selectivity is, suppose where we are generally growing the crop in rows. Okay, we're generally growing the crops in rows, okay, with certain plant to plant distance and row to row distance. So, and weeds generally they emerge in the inter-row space. Weeds they emerge in the inter-row space. So what we need to do, agar hum if we are covering these crop plants with certain polythene cover or maybe any protective structure, and again we are applying the herbicide, so there will be no drift hazard, and the herbicide will not get in contact with those crop foliage, crop canopy. So basically here we are also physically protecting the crops from the herbicide phytotoxic effect, and the weeds are exposed to the herbicide and they are being controlled. So this is another type of physical selectivity. Another type of physical selectivity is if we are covering the seed or coating the seed with certain adsorbent. That means suppose we are using activated charcoal. Suppose we are using activated charcoal to coat the seed. Suppose this is the seed and we have coated the seed with activated charcoal. Do you know what activated charcoal does? It is having very minute particle. Activated charcoal are very minute. That means its surface area is very large. So as the surface area is large, the reaction sites are large, so it can absorb more chemicals. Okay, so activated charcoal are generally used by people for face mask. What are the role of activated charcoal? When it is being used as face mask, it actually trap or it actually absorb the pollutants from your skin. So here if we are coating the seed with activated charcoal, what it will does, suppose herbicide we are applying after the coating, we have sown the seed and there is exposure of this seed to herbicide. So the herbicide will be absorbed by this activated charcoal, and the seed and herbicide contact will be very minimal. So there will be no phytotoxic effect on the seeds. This is another type of physical selectivity. This is another type of physical selectivity. So we have discussed three types of physical selectivity again. Then chemical selectivity. We know herbicides are different synthetic chemicals. So basically, if the chemical nature is changing, if it is changing over the time, या फिर manufacture के time, during the manufacturing process, if there is different types of or different chemical structures are there, then their activity and selectivity will vary. So that is basically the chemical selectivity. Then biochemical selectivity. It is also known as true selectivity. True selectivity. So biochemical selectivity means, suppose for example, two students are there, and one is having less digestive capacity and another student is having more digestion capacity, and we are feeding them up to 100%, both of them. Okay, so which student will suffer more? That students which is having less digestion capacity. There may be some phytotoxic, not phytotoxic, there may be some indigestion effect. There may be some indigestion effect in that student, and there may be food poisoning in that student, because it cannot metabolize, it cannot digest. He cannot digest the food that is being fed to him properly, because he is having less digestive capacity, he is having less metabolism capacity. So if any plant, if suppose our crop plant is having more metabolic activity and weeds is having less metabolic activity, then weeds will suffer more, because metabolism means it is converting the toxic agrochemical. That is metabolism. What it does, it converts this toxic herbicide chemical into non-toxic form. Metabolism means, in metabolism what happened, the complex biomolecule that is being converted into simpler form. So if the complex herbicide molecule it is converting to simpler form, that means it is losing its chemical property, so it is becoming non-toxic from toxic agrochemical. So If the metabolic rate is faster, that means if it is converting from toxic form to non-toxic form at a faster rate, then there will be no phytotoxic effect. So by this mechanism, the plant, if it is having higher metabolic rate, then it will degrade that herbicide molecule at a faster rate from toxic form to non-toxic form. So it is becoming selective. So there will be no effect on the plant. But the weeds as having less metabolic rate, so it will be suffered, it will be controlled, right? So this is biochemical selectivity, and that's why it is known as true selectivity as well. Then chronological selectivity. Chronological selectivity is based on time. Okay, suppose we are applying pre-emergence herbicide, then pre-plant incorporation herbicide, and post-emergence herbicide. So due to this pre-emergence effect, pre-emergence herbicide application, and due to this time of application, variation in time of application, there is selectivity. So basically, if we are applying the pre-emergence herbicide as post-emergence herbicide, or if we are applying post-emergence herbicide as pre-emergence herbicide, there will be no selectivity you can find. There may be phytotoxic effect, there may be less efficiency of the herbicide. So due to this time of application, if there is any herbicidal selectivity existing, then that is called chronological selectivity. So these are different types of selectivity. Next important thing in selectivity is selectivity index. Selectivity index, that is in short form we call SI. Selectivity index is equal to maximum dose of herbicide, that can be tolerated by plant or crop, divided by minimum dose of herbicide, minimum dose required to control the weeds. Okay, so selectivity index is maximum dose of herbicide that can be tolerated by crop and minimum dose of herbicide that is required to control the weeds. So let me ask you some question, that if selectivity index for a herbicide is higher, then it is better, or if the selectivity index is lower, then it is better. I know most of the student, they will answer if the selectivity index will be lower, then it is better. So why it is so? And this is wrong. This answer is wrong. Why? Because suppose you are expecting that selectivity index will be lower. So how it will be lower? If this maximum dose that can be tolerated by the crop, it will be lower, then selectivity index will be lower. Or if the minimum dose required to control the weeds, that will be higher, then selectivity index will be lower. So in both these cases, it is not required, because agar maximum dose, if the maximum dose that can be tolerated by the crop, it will be lower, then there will be phytotoxic effect on the crop. Okay, and if the minimum dose required to control the weed, it will be higher, then there will be more herbicide is required. That means the potency of the herbicide, the efficiency of the herbicide will be lower. So the answer for this is, if the selectivity index is higher, then it is better. That means the efficiency of the herbicide is much higher, and the plant can tolerate, or the crop can tolerate maximum dose of that herbicide. So there will be more flexibility. Suppose one herbicide is there and the recommendation is 1 kg per hectare. The application recommendation is 1 kg per hectare. But the farmer, instead of using 1 kg per hectare, it uses 2 kg per hectare. If the selectivity index is more than 2, then that plant can tolerate this much amount of herbicide without showing any phytotoxic effect. But if the selectivity index is less than 2, that means if the farmer is applying 2 kg per hectare and the recommended is 1 kg per hectare, then there will be phytotoxic effect on that crop. So if the selectivity index is higher, then the dose flexibility will be higher. So the selectivity index should be higher for a herbicide, and the critical selectivity index value is 2. Okay, so the selectivity index for any herbicide, it should be 2 or more than that. So what we discussed in this class: what is selectivity, what are the principles of selectivity, mechanism of selectivity, types of selectivity, and selectivity index. If you have any doubt from this part, then you can comment and you can ask any question from this section or any part of agronomy.